Welcome to TruetoEarth TV. We're going to talk a little bit about the unemployment rate and how the government twists the numbers to make it say whatever they want it to say. Now this has been going on for decades, since World War II. They've always, doesn't matter if they're Republican or Democrat, they always twist the numbers. And not so much twist them, but they're not an accurate count. Now the unemployment numbers come from the Labor Bureau, and they're published monthly. They do a calculation. Now what they do though, they use different scales. They have 6 scales that they use to count people in different categories. And some people are never counted at all, like self-employed. Now there's a website there. If you want to jot it down and go there, you can see the graph, what I'm talking about. It gives several months from different years of what they project and how they calculate this. It's all erroneous. It doesn't, when you pick up the newspaper or turn on the TV and it says, oh, the unemployment rate this month is blah, 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 it's not accurate. You think that's the actual number of unemployed people in this nation. It's not. Now what they do is they came up with a series of U numbers. There's 6. So U1 to 6 in 1976, developed by the commissioner at that time. And it was revised in 1994. Now U1 are persons unemployed 15 weeks or longer. Now that was 4.7%, seasonally adjusted to 4.6 in May 2012. U2 are people that lost their job and persons who completed temporary jobs. That was 4.3% in May 2012, seasonally adjusted to 4.5. There's a little twist to that coming at the end. Now U3 is generally the number you see in the newspaper and on TV. It's not even close to counting all the unemployed people. It's a percentage. It's what they call the total employed. But actually what it is it's just the number of people who are currently collecting unemployment. So if you, and sometimes it's only first-time filers too. So if you were unemployed and you got a part-time job and then you got laid off, you might not be counted. If you were collecting and you ran out of, your benefits are done because you used them all up, you're not counted. I'm pretty sure though that you're still unemployed. Now U4 is the totally unemployed plus discouraged workers. That's a term I just love, discouraged workers. Now that was 8.4% and seasonally adjusted to 8.7. The U3 number, which we're going to talk about, and this has been touted in May. Oh, it's under 8%, 7.9, seasonally adjusted to 8.2, and they cut millions of people off their unemployment benefits. Nice. Now U5 adds in people that are marginally attached to the workforce, maybe in and out of part-time jobs, things like that. Now that, as of May 12, was 9.3%, seasonally adjusted to 9.6. U6 is supposed to be total unemployed. Once again, it's still not counting everybody. It's counting who they want to count. People that were employed part-time for economic reasons, blah, blah, blah. May 2012, this was listed as 14.3%, seasonally adjusted to 14.8%. But it gets better. Now add to that, add the self-employed who were never counted in the first place. Now, if you do that, plus people that got fired, people who were long-term employed before, say, 2006, 2007, we're looking at an unemployment rate of somewhere in the neighborhood of 20%, or at least it appears that way. Now, many states and the federal government are no longer counting long-term unemployed, especially if your benefits have expired. You're just not counted. Now, as far as I can tell, they move you into U5 or 4 or 6, and now they just look at the U3 number and publish that. But as far as I can tell, you're still unemployed, aren't you? And we are still losing more jobs than we are creating. You have to watch how they trick their phrasing. Like sometimes they make a statement, first-time filers. This month was, 2,000 less first-time filers. Well, that just means those are people that never lost their job before. Now, if you never lost your job from 2000 to 2012, when we were losing jobs from 2000 up, you're in the minority. Most people have lost a job and got one and perhaps even lost that again. Now, by not counting the long term and only sometimes counting first-time filers, they can make a bleak job growth system look impressive, or at least look like it's improving. Now, they may say something like, we lost 40,000 fewer jobs in April 2012. But what does that mean? If we lost 200,000 jobs the month before, and we lost 40,000 left, we still lost 160,000 jobs. On top of all these hundreds of thousands of jobs, we were losing monthly through the 2000s. Now, many people aren't counted because what they like to call you discouraged workers. Now, this is a crime to me because many areas of the nation are really hurting. People don't realize how bad it can really be, and after 3-4 years of looking for a job, you can't find a job, you're going to be discouraged. You're going to be depressed. And to not count, video is recorded on the last Friday in May, which is actually June 1st. And the last Friday of the month is the day where the Labor Department releases all its new statistics. Ain't good. Now it says we created fewer jobs in May 2012 than any month the past year, a dismal 69,000. Typically we would be starting to pick up summer jobs, construction would be moving up. Now, they also said, oops, the figures that we were putting out for March and April, we made a mistake. We were short. When we claimed job creation, we were short by 49,000. That means those jobs weren't actually counted. So that means the unemployment rate they've been putting out is actually higher than what they said. Which means that all the people that got their unemployment cut off and shortened because the unemployment rate dropped below 8% by a fraction, it's actually over 8%, and they should have that unemployment rate. Things that happened 12 years ago that caused all this. And you can't fix something unless you know what's broken. We're avoiding in this nation what's wrong. We're trying to patch it, we're trying to pedal things off and hope that somehow it's going to fix itself. Well, when you look at the employment rate, which is the Labor Department's number of people that are working, they claim it's 58%. Plus or minus, right in there, right now. The actual unemployment rate, it looks like it's over 20%. I wish I had better news, but this is TruetoEarth TV, and all we deal in is truth and facts. One fact is, and the truth is that this isn't just one party, this isn't one president. This is a cultural problem. This is both parties, Democrat and Republican, are to blame. And we've got to fix it. And if we don't, it ain't going to get any better.